Welcome everybody, I'm Absurdum, and this is going to be a new series. It's going to be a gameplay of Stoneshard. Now, I am really excited to get into this and play this on the channel. I've played a fair amount of time now on my stream, but this will be a new one for the channel, and I think this is going to be a good fit for a lot of people that like my Battle Brothers series, because it's got a lot of that hardcore kind of gameplay aspects to it. It's a bit of a roguelike tactical turn-based RPG, not tactical, but turn-based RPG. If you're not familiar with Stoneshard, but it can be very brutal and unforgiving. It even has a hardcore mode if you're really into that stuff. Today we're not going to be playing a permadeath hardcore mode. I'm not opposed to doing it at some point, but I just don't think it would be a great intro to the series for this channel, because I could die this episode and then you guys didn't really get to experience much. That being said, there is a tutorial prologue for this backstory of the main game that is phenomenal. However, it is also very hard, and it doesn't really have too much to do with the actual character that we're going to be playing, so we're going to skip it. Someday we could do it. There's an achievement in it that's very difficult. I would like to try to get it someday, but for now we'll just go and skip it, the adventure mode. I think the demo for this game is just this prologue tutorial here too, if you're interested in playing it and seeing how you felt about it. But for now we'll just go into the adventure.
So here I am. The caravan is gone. My leg is crippled. Half my men are dead, and the other half are deserters and traitors. The host be praised. At least I've got the Stoneshard. If I knew I had to deal with an entire cult of devil knows what, I'd think thrice before getting into the whole mess. I'm too old for an adventure like this. If only I could have a good talk with Grinnell right now. I'd ask him what the hell is going on. I've been doing this for 30 years, but I've never found myself in such a tough spot. I need to get back to Bryn. I'm not up to going there by myself, so that's why I sent for you. Do you remember how I helped you out back then? Well, time to return the favor. Damn, it's been so long. Tell me, what have you been up to?
Alright, so here we are, we get a character selector in the beginning. Now, there is a lot of dialogue in this game, but I think this is the only part that actually gets voice acted. So there are some things that are a lot of reading. This playthrough, I'll read through probably most to all of it. But as we do other characters and other builds in the future, I probably will be skipping most of it just because there's a lot of lore and backstory, and most of it is the same and repetitive each time through, but that's okay. So for right now in the game, unfortunately, we don't have a character creator. This is one of the things that they're looking to put out soon, TM, that I'm very excited for, because I think it will be really nice. But as you can see, there's base stats. They come with basic skill sets that you can unlock. But I think for this, we're going to go with Arna. Now, each character actually gets treated differently by the people in the game, which is really nice. There is a lot of lore in character building and world building in this game, which is really nice. But what we're going to do for this playthrough is actually do a Mace build with Warfare. More on that in a bit. But her unique trait of, for each enemy within vision, you decrease cooldowns, decrease ability cost, and decrease damage taken is also pretty nice. So we'll confirm for that.
So interesting. Anyway, enough pleasantries. It's time to get to work. So here's the deal. I can't walk to Bryn with my leg like this. So unless you plan to carry me, we need a cart. We need horses. We're in luck, though. While you were away, I had a talk with the village elder. We came to an agreement. We'll do a couple of tasks for them, and they'll give us a cart and 2 horses. Don't worry about the job. It's nothing special. I don't think you need my advice on how to deal with brigands or the undead. The elder will give you the details. You should go see him right away. No time to waste. I almost forgot. Here's a map of the area. You need it more than I do. You can also ask the innkeeper about local events. He is a talkative kind. I'm sure he'll answer any of your questions. Off you go then. Good luck.
We can actually talk to him again. You mentioned something about a ring? I did, thanks for reminding me. Should be right. Yeah, here it is. Don't lose it. It'll come in handy once we get to Bryn. Come in handy how? It's too late for you to know. Just wear it for now and put it somewhere secure. Make sure not to lose it. Can't find another one like it. That's all we really need for him now. So if we open up some pages, we have skills, which we can put stuff into. We'll look at this more in a second, just in case you're new to this game. Here's our inventory. Put this on. Put that on. I don't think we'll keep it for much longer, but So right, and this is the ring he gave us, Farron's ring. It's really not that great, but it's better than nothing. That being said, it also actually doesn't have use in the game yet, so you can sell it or throw it away or whatever, and it has no actual effect. Over here we have our character screen. Now there's different tabs for this, but you have your stats, you have your name, you have your level, your experience, lots and lots and lots of different information about stats and effects and all kinds of things, and they all have something, really nice tooltips here to tell you exactly what they do and how they work, which is also quite nice. The main screen that we look at on the character screen, at least I do, is this one because it has your hunger, intoxication, and a bunch of other stats you need to know, plus your morale and sanity, which also plays in effects. You can also see the overall condition of your character. The save system in this game is interesting. You can only save when you leave or exit the game, which is nice, or when you sleep somewhere. One of the things that I think really increases the difficulty curve of this game and kind of throws people off at first, because this game is pretty difficult if you aren't familiar with it, and it's punishing for those who don't know how to do it. So you start in, you usually die pretty easily, and then you lose everything that you did, and you're like, well, I don't want to replay the last hour now. I didn't even have that much fun. But I'll show you a little bit of tips and tricks over the years of how I learned to get better and better at this game. First things first, let's go talk to this guy. Let's see what he has to do. This is the blacksmith here. Let's see, he doesn't have a nice one-handed club for me. I want to get started in the one-handed club even though we don't have any skills for it yet. It's a nice two-handed club. Now, starting off in the game, you can come to the barracks / Aldor's house here and talk to this guard. And he'll give you a free item. Now, this is really nice for anybody who wants to do a build with a character that doesn't start with that starting item. So let's say I want to do maces, like I do. You can go to one-handed maces and ask for a mace, and he'll give me one. Now, that being said, the mace he'll give me is not very good. So what I'll take is something else, and then I'll sell it. Or you can say, thanks, I'll pass, and you get some free rep for it. But I recommend taking a two-handed axe. You get this guy, and it actually sells pretty decently. It's also just a pretty decent two-handed axe. If I remember correctly, let's see here. 20-point damage. And increase accuracy on it. It might not be a bad pick for us to use until we can get a good mace. Now we can pick up a pretty decent mace from one of the first people we kill usually. That's why I'm not too worried about it. But if we go to our skills, because we didn't have an affinity with maces with this character, we actually can't unlock them. However, the blacksmith can give us a lesson in it. He'll unlock these first three so we can put points into it. That being said, we do have an affinity for warfare. So we can still get some skills, even though they won't be weapon skills. So I think Seize the Initiative is a pretty good one. It is an attack. It's modified by certain things. Applies the target with decreased dodge chance and block chance for the next turn, and delivers a strike, the least protected body part, with increased accuracy and decreased fumble chance. If the strike does damage, you get Seized Initiative for 2 turns, which gives you accuracy, decreased fumble chance, decreased cooldown, decreased energy cost. Also applies initiative loss on the enemy, which is a debuff. Damaging strikes and shots prolong the duration of both effects by 1 turn. And initiative loss, of course, can only be on 1 target at a time. Grants +1 ranged if equipped with spear, which we're not using. Or sets the range to any ranged weapons we might have, which we're also not using. So I think this is a decent start. I want to max out this tree and the mace tree, which is, luckily for us, pretty small. So a lot of things that people first do is exactly what they're told. They go talk to the elder, they go take a job, they go to a dungeon, and the dungeon's pretty rough at level 1, and they get beaten and kind of killed. So what we're going to do is actually come down here, talk to the misogynistic leather worker. If you talk to him as a female character, he kind of gives you shit for being a woman. On top of that, a woman. You can ignore him. Well, I hope you managed to survive longer than the last hero. Yes, yes. What are you selling? A fair amount of stuff. We have 350 gold. I'm not positive if I want to sell this or use this, to be perfectly honest. I think we'll sell it. Should have sold it before I came in here. Now this changes our headgear to a much nicer headgear, and I don't like being stabbed in the head, so we're probably going to take it. I think it's a solid first choice. And then how much are some better boots? 180? Gives us 2 more protection and a lot more dodge chance and things of the such. Town shoes, which... actually more expensive? Which is weird, because they're not quite as good. Oh, they're any cheaper, never mind. Still, that extra coin gets you a lot more. So let's go back up to here to the blacksmith. Which I forgot to do, we'll sell this. We can get 25 gold here. Well, I actually thought it'd be a lot more. Oh well, that's okay. We'll sell it. We don't need much more money. I'd like to buy some new boots, but that's okay, we don't have to. I'll take a drink of water here. And we'll get on our murdering way. So, we're going to abuse some meta knowledge here. Now, there's a couple quests around here that people will give us money and tips for. This guy we can collect some herbs for. This guy has a delivery down south that he never received. This guy wants some weapons that he can resell. We're going to do some of those things before we even get our first mission. Pick up this flea wart. So we can use it to heal ourselves with. You can pick up all these plants. You can cook some of them for better stats. There's lots of interactability here. But for now, we're going to head south because even though this world is procedurally generated, you get things in different areas each time. The quest to go find the cart that never showed up for the lumberer, or carpenter, or whatever his title is, it's always to the south somewhere. On the way, you can usually kill people, bandits that have swords that we can sell to the blacksmith, and the such. I like to get to level 2 before I even do the first dungeon. I feel like it makes the dungeon a lot more accessible, a lot less risky, and you have a lot less of those really annoying early game deaths. Hello, little kitty. Alright, so we got 2 people here. Let's see if we can kind of zone of control them there. Get this guy in melee combat well before this guy can turn around. Hopefully dealing with him soon. He's dead. Ah, we hit him with a crit, and he's also got a bleeding effect now. Alright, cat, you're in my lap. Please leave. Sorry, cat problems. And we did pretty well there, actually. Pick up these bonus crowns. Pick up this flare. I don't know if we're going to use it. Fortunately, let's go ahead and we can reward it a little bit. It is a mace, which is what we want. However, this one's incredibly broken. Yeah, that one's a lot better. However, it has a great fumble chance penalty and accuracy penalty, as well as some other issues. I was hoping to find like a pointed stick, really. Some of these bandits can have a pointed stick, which is much better on mace, doesn't have those problems. But for now, we'll keep it just in case that's the best we get. And if they don't have a pointed stick, I was really hoping they would at least have a handmade sword or something that I could sell to the blacksmith. But there's always time. We'll get there. All things in time. Pick up these raspberries. And hopefully we can run into a couple more bandits. Now, as soon as this road curves, it's almost always right over here. But there's people guarding it. So we'll take a step slowly and try to pull them one by one. And it's going to make a liar of me. Nope, there's the cart. Okay. So there's always people guarding it. There's usually people guarding it. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping they would be. And there it is. This is the item that he's looking for. We can take all this stuff. And here's a letter that says he was looking for it. Just kind of clue if you didn't talk to him about it. We read it for the extra experience. I don't actually want the note itself. So we'll head on home. I'm not gonna lie, a little empty-handed. 70 experience was a little under what I was looking for, but that's part of the RNG of the game. No big deal. Still confident we can get to level 2. I was just hoping for a little bit more experience and, honestly, some better items. Let's do that. It's a little bit faster that way. Once we get into some mace work, the mace tree is really good. It's really good about stunning and dazing people, as you would expect a blunt object to be. It also focuses a lot on damaging armor and stuff, which is one of the big hurdles with mid-late game. You go into dungeons with some enemies that have super tanky armor, and then if you're not using a weapon that can deal with it, it can be quite the struggle. Let's go ahead and eat this raspberry. Helps with the bars a little bit. Call them bars because I'm used to survival games, but so hopefully it's not too late. We can go turn this in. There it is. Yep, he tells us about how he doesn't like the town elder. We'll get more into that later, but for now, I found this plane and an abandoned cart near the village. Were you expecting a delivery? Or would you look at that? I was indeed. The cart broke down, and my new plane was left behind. I was about to go and retrieve it myself, actually. Thanks a lot. Here's for your trouble. It's not much, but it's something, and we do get rep for it. What are you selling? Oh, that's a two-handed war club. I was gonna say that looks like it would be a lot of fun. Here's a shield that I would also like to replace, but it's not high on my list of things to want. We can turn right back around and sell them this again. 6, 9, 25. So items aren't worth a fortune, but it's kind of the thing that everything adds up. I think he'll pay more for some of the stuff, though. Especially these nails. Yeah, it all seems the same, but that's okay. I'm still on the fence about whether or not I want to keep this. We'll sell it. It's not a tremendous amount of money, but it's okay. And what was it, like 186? We're still short what I'd want. I come down here and I want to throw one of these on the ground. That's one of the herbs the guy down here wants. I'll leave it on the ground just so if we end up using these, I don't accidentally use that one too. Anything you leave on the ground, no one will touch it. You can leave huge bags of money around, no one will ever touch it. I didn't know that the first couple times I played through this. Ah, mercenary, fresh from the road. Let me give you a piece of advice. Stick with me and you'll be rolling in gold. What do you propose? I have a business offer. The previous mercenary used to bring me all kinds of wares and I'd paid him generously for them. Everyone was happy with that deal. So how about you and I have the same arrangement? What happened to the previous guy? Oh, he overestimated his ability. Well, hey, no use dwelling on it. It's all under the bridge now. The only thing that matters is that we have an agreement. What are you selling? These things are randomly done in there. Also restock every couple days. Nothing here that I absolutely love with, which is good because I don't really have the money for it anyways. My main go-to, especially early mid-game, is any rings and necklaces that will give you extra experience gain. Extra experience gain in this game is very strong. Alright, so we're still not done. I'm not going to talk to the Elder yet because I still don't want that job. What we're going to do is head east and discover a couple locations and hopefully fight some people on the way. This will help give us a large boost in experience and help us get to level 2, as well as, hopefully, still find those swords that we need to sell. The rest of the herbs we want to give that guy. And a mace, if we're lucky. Well, I'll just kind of set up for the first dungeon. The first dungeon can be rough, but it's RNG. Sometimes it's not. But this help ensures that's a little bit smoother of a ride. Plus, these are places we'll go to later in the future, so discovering them now just kind of makes it a little bit easier. Let's see. Ah, there's a location here, is there? And something south of us. One of the first dungeons. There'll be 3 level 1 or tier 1 dungeons around this town. And that appears to be one of them right there. You can see in the corner. Which means when we're done here, I'm going to go to the top east part of the map so we can find whatever that POI is. Discovering a POI, unless it's something crashed alongside the road, gives you experience. Okay, these guys have clubs at least. They're not good clubs from the look of it. But there's somebody to kill, so let's do it. So if we inspect him, we can see that he has initiative lost, which is a pretty big penalty, especially for low-level guys. Ah, that's the spike club I was looking for. Got a nice crit and a counter. And that's something I can get excited about. And this is a pretty decent weapon right off the bat. It's not great. It's got low durability. We'll have to get it repaired. But considering its counterpart here, it's way better. If I had talked to the guard and asked for a one-handed mace, this is what he would have given me. It's pretty terrible. Well, this one does armor damage and has armor pen. It's 2 types of damage types. Does more damage overall. And it even has a chance to bleed. Let's go ahead and put some of that flea ward on my face. Just a little bit, just in case there's 2 more bandits standing right here. That does happen sometimes. Yeah, sure, we'll take that too. We'll use some on our hands since we're swimming in flea wart. All the herbs in here do different things, which is actually pretty cool and nice. There's no crafting system yet. There's a lot of things that are going to add to this game. And crafting system to make potions and things like that, as well as cooking, something I'm really excited to see get done in this game. Potions can be really strong, but it's kind of a pain sometimes to find them or make them or buy them. Making them would be a good option. So this is a camp POI, but it looks like it's got spiders. I don't think we're capable of killing spiders. However, if we can see the camp, discover it, we get 100 experience for each location discovered. I have a feeling these things would, yep, they are very dangerous, and I will take its word for it. So as much as I would like to clear that camp, I don't think it's in the cards for us right now. We'll come back some other time and bludgeon them to death when we're good and ready. Really, the experience by itself is good enough. That was almost doubled our experience just for looking at it, walking away. Discovering locations is a great way to get experience for early game levels. Get that level 2, get that level 3 before you even go to your first dungeon, then you're going to be off to a great start. A couple levels in this game can make a big difference when clearing out fighting places. It's getting dark. For now, we'll just continue on our way. Oh, there was another one. Very interesting. So we're not looking for a nettle or rhubarb, we're looking for a spearmint. That's going to be another one of those herbs that herbalist was going to be looking for. And this thing. Which we can actually find in town, so I never make a big point to go try to find it. However, if it's going to be there, then yeah, it's another 100 experience for discovering a place. This guy's going to shoo us off. Fine, fine, I'm leaving. We're not welcome here. And they will murder us if we try to start one. So normally I head immediately north from here, but I saw that random POI down south. Let's go check that out. Could be another bit of easy experience gain. It could also be the place that I'm looking for. The place that I'm looking for is usually north, so. Sorry if not jumping into a dungeon is maybe a boring start for this game, but I think this is a great way to show new people an easy way to get your first couple levels into this game. When your first couple levels into this game can be very difficult, especially if you're new and you haven't quite learned the systems yet. This is a much easier pace to go about exploring, finding stuff, getting your fit in the game, which makes it a lot more enjoyable. Okay, some swords. Okay, there he is. That's good enough, I guess. I was trying to get it around so I could hide behind the bush, but no luck. Let's please kill him before his friend shows up. Let's kite back, let these turns cool down a bit. Heal up a little bit. There we go. We fumbled a couple shots, and these are the homemade swords that I was looking for. We need 3 of them for that quest, so we're quite there too. And got a butterfly. I'm not going to eat that. There you go, butterfly. I didn't even know I could pick those guys up. I must have clicked on them. What a terrible time to be a butterfly. Well, I guess not really. I let him go. Alright, so here's another camp. This one I'm willing to bet is occupied by bandits, since we've already seen some. Not that that necessarily means anything. I'll get some good solid hit there. He's bandaging himself up because I hit him real good, like. Not that it matters. He's dead. Look at the spearmint. As I said earlier, that's our last thing. Both of them. They're both coming at me like that. Alright. It's going to be as good as we get. Alright, he's running. We didn't get an attack of opportunity as he ran out, which kind of stinks. There we go. There's my last sword. Now he'll run away, but as he runs away, he'll heal a little bit, so he will probably come back. You can kind of hear him running around up there. We leveled up for discovering the camp, which is actually great news. We can put a point into a stat. Under maces, what are these kind of dictated by? Modified by strength, agility, perception. Strength, agility, perception. What do we need to unlock higher ones? We don't know yet. Well, it seems like strength, weapon damage, and block chance, plus armor damage. Strength is probably going to be our main go-to. Dodge, hands efficiency. Counter chance, decreased fumble chance. Accuracy. These are all good things. So we're probably good just to start off with strength, to be perfectly honest. A little bit of increased weapon damage will do us well. Let's go ahead and put some more Flea Ward on while we're looking at it. Hopefully we can chase this guy down, but he really doesn't seem to want any. I was hoping you'd heal up a bit, find a little bit of nerve, and wander on back. Rip your guts out, he says. And he did not. Death before dishonor. Wow, that's quite the chest we just popped. Starting income. Yeah, we can check here. We can see if we hold all different things that we can pick up. These don't really seem that might be worth it. One positive thing here is this is a camp, which means we can sleep. Anytime you sleep or rest, you do save. And most importantly, we can rest a little bit, heal a little bit, drink a little bit. And it's daytime again, so you guys can actually see what's going on. Still, places are nice to find. Alright, let's go up and see if I can find the last POI that I'm looking for. There's a specific reason I look for it too. I assume it's a bug, but something does happen. We did get that spearmint, right? Nice. I assume it's a bug, but if you loot the place later, if you come back to it as part of the quest, it actually respawns the loot there. Usually the loot's nothing that great, but I have had it spawn some pretty decent things worth a lot of money, so getting them twice is quite nice. Getting the first time when you're low level is really nice, but getting it twice is even better. So we're back at the winery or brewery, whatever it is. One of those gentlemen should come after us to yell at us to scram again. If we're real lucky, we can sneak on by before he catches us. Sometimes I like it, they're like right here chasing me down, but they never quite get to me. I don't know why, but I find it funny. If you check the corners of the map, you can usually see the POI. It is. It's not always in the same spot, but we're looking for another abandoned brigand camp. Comes up later when we do something with the brewery, but for now, we just want to go visit it, get the experience for seeing it, get some free stuff, and leave. So we'll come up here, kind of cut across. If you hit the quarters like this upon a map, you can open up more map on your overhead map and see what's going on. So that's it over there. If I would have kept going north, I would have kept looking for a very long time. Just southeast of here. Great. We'll follow this. If you're having troubles traveling between places because random beasts or bandits keep killing you as you try to travel somewhere, I highly recommend just traveling across the map edge. Not only do you see 50% less space for something to spawn, it's also very easy just to get across the map and lose somebody. And because there's less going on, it usually makes it a lot faster to just travel that way as well, which is why I will typically do it. Come down here. We should find this place, and it should be empty. But we still get that experience for finding it. Okay, that's empty. That's very unfortunate. And this has some stuff. These are the two things out here that will respawn treasure. And we got pretty hosed. There is treasure inside this door, but it will not respawn. There's also a bed. You can read this note. Hit the right button. Once again, it's got some storyline to it, but mostly I just do it for the 10 experience. 10 experience is 10 experience. Ah. Some brandy. That might not be worth... Well, it says 274. Let's take it. We'll sell it to the carpenter. See if we can get any money for it. Any good money. And now I have to wonder how I want to get back. One thing I was hoping to kind of find would be a road shrine. If you pray to shrines, you can get a good experience boost as well as a couple other benefits. Unfortunately, there's none in the starting town. At least not one that I know of. Which makes the first couple dungeons harder, because it's 10% extra experience is a lot of extra experience. That's a buff that lasts a good bit. It will wear off, but especially in this early game, an extra 10% experience can make a big difference. And it counts for when you discover places too, which is really nice. Let's check my map here. Kind of cut across from here and then maybe come down just in case we find anything else. But once we get back, this is all the preliminary stuff I like to do before I start my first quest. Yeah, go ahead and pick those up. Lingonberries sound delicious. I don't know what they are. But they're berries, so they're probably pretty good. I say that, but I've had a lot of berries in my life that I'm not a huge fan of. Some of them are bitter, you know? Doesn't mean they're bad, but they're just not my type of berry. Let's come up here just so we can open up some more map. You never know. If you're one tile adjacent to a POI, it will show up. So let's go up here and see what this is about. If you do have ranged weapons or spells and stuff, you can hunt these animals, skin them, get their meat, sell their hides. It's a pretty cool mechanic. Anywhere from the birds, to small animals, to boars, deers, bigger monsters, trolls. You can skin a troll and sell its hide. Pretty cool stuff. And can be quite profitable. You do need a skinning skill to do it, but put a point into it, you'll knock it. Now you can skin things, as long as you haven't destroyed the pelt in the process of murdering the beast. Different weapons and weapon types have different chances of being successful in that act. Yeah, I don't like that she did that. I much prefer to fight one of them at a time. We got a nice crit though. And another spite club. Ooh. I don't really want all this junk. I just want, if one's in better condition than the other, I'll take it. Oh, there's a snake over there. Let's avoid it. Snakes hide, and they do have a stealth. And sometimes you just step on them, they bite you. And then you get poisoned, and then you almost die. It's really bad. It gets really bad quick. Do be mindful of snakes. Trust me. I've been there. What else we got? I was gonna say there's probably another person. Excellent. Better than my other clip. 4. Yeah, actually it is. It's not gonna be much, but it might save me a couple of dollars. Ooh, a splint. That's something we'll need. And now we're almost halfway to level 3. I said, because of the random nature of the game, sometimes I hit level 3 no problem before I even take the first contract. Sometimes I barely hit level 2. It's just how it goes. But being even level 2 is a pretty big difference. Fighting these guys randomly is a lot better than... a lot easier than going to a dungeon and easily getting swarmed or something to that effect. If you're not careful. So if you can get your first couple levels, when you only have to fight an enemy or 2 at a time, It's a lot easier to progress that way. A little less punishing. Especially since it's really disheartening when you go out to your first dungeon, you're like, okay. And then you get absolutely destroyed. You don't have any saves, so you have to start all over again. And, I don't know, it's really demoralizing. There was a couple times when I was first playing this game, learning it, that I was like, you know, I do not appreciate the hardcore manner of it. You know, how difficult it can be, the fact that you just can't save wherever you want. That was my big hang-up. I was like, I really just wish I could save whenever I wanted. Even if it's not inside dungeons. Okay, fine, no saving in dungeons, but let me save before I go in so I don't have to do that walk all over again. But it was really just the beauty of this game, searching corpses, don't mind me. And the really small details throughout the gameplay. I was like, you know what? There's a lot of love in this game, I'm going to keep trying. And eventually, kind of learned a bit how to go. I'm not saying that I never die or do stupid mistakes, but definitely have a lot easier time than I used to. Oh, very nice. You know, I thought I was going to waste all my time searching those. So this is another one of those early game dungeons for this town. The fact that it said 3 skulls just goes to show that it's not to be trifled with despite being a tier 1 dungeon. They're meant to be hard even at the beginning of the game. They don't hold your hand at the beginning of this game. Which is part of the reason why I wanted to do this series. If anyone's interested in playing it, you can watch this, see what I do to make it a little bit easier. I'll head back to town though. Hopefully we can get there before the sun sets and everyone stops trying to sell things. Because we have some quests I'd really like to turn. That's still down left. Okay. I was too busy talking, not really paying attention to the map the 5 times I looked at it. Walking through the woods here can be a little bit dangerous. We could just walk into a pack of wolves or something to that effect. And they would chase us down and murder us without second thought. Bears. Boars. All these things right now would put me in the ground, I think, with little issue. However, be careful. Most of them are just territorial. As long as you don't get too close, they don't really care. A little too far to the west there. Let's head straight south, see if we can find the bottom of the map, get back into town. Alright, we walk back into Osbrook. There's 3 people, I think, off the top of my head that I want to come see. It looks like all the shops are closed, so we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to do that. No big deal, really. It'll give us a good opportunity to come in here, save. Let's see here. No, don't want to talk about that. Have you heard anything interesting? Crawlers, you might imagine. So there's a chance when you talk to people, if you ask if they've heard anything interesting, they'll actually tell you of POIs. Like he told me about this one down here, which is interesting because we already saw a camp of crawlers, but I guess there's another one down there. Let's go ahead and come in here. We'll sleep tonight where everyone will open back up the day. Another benefit is that we actually get a vigor buff, which can be quite a nice buff. As you can see, it lasts for quite some time. It lasts longer the longer you sleep. But fatigue resistance and experience gain. I'll take the 5% experience gain. No dummy. Let's come talk to the town drunk. Town drunk can actually do some stuff for you, but if you ask him if he has any work, he asks if you can find a... Where is it? Where is it? He wants something stronger. He wants some brandy. Deal. Well, we already picked some up, so we finished his task. He says thank you. He gives me a weird necklace. It has a random enchantment on it. We don't know what it is, but it's never cursed. So, despite not knowing what it is, we can at least put it on, know it's safe. What I should also do is... Let's switch that out. Find... What was I going to say? Well, I don't know. So I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and throw that around. We don't need it yet. What are you selling? No, let's talk to him. You have any work for me? Yes, he wants some new swords for the guards. However, he can't bring himself to waste good iron on them. They don't even try to step outside the village. What will they do with the good swords? So that's what I have in mind. Bring me some junk swords. I'll fix them up. They can use those. Deal. Finish your task. Gives me some money. We can ask what he's selling. Still don't see anything that great. Let's go ahead and sell him the sword that we're not going to be using. It's only 60 gold, which is a shame because it's a really nice sword. And can you repair this? I would assume not. No, but he can repair this for a lot of money. I think it's worth it to get proper protection. As much as I don't want to do it. Here pays 7 for that. I think this guy might pay more. Let's come talk to him. We did pick up a fair amount of stuff that we can sell at least. Nope, 7. But I think he pays more for these things. Which gets our money up to a pretty favorable amount, and we haven't even tried to sell this yet. Actually, do you have an identification scroll? We do. Let's use it on the necklace. Plus 4 health, plus 4 energy is actually quite nice. Not to mention the crit chance and crit efficiency. I mean, it's not bad for a quote-unquote free pickup. Yeah, we had to give him some brandy, but honestly, I wasn't going to do anything else with it anyways other than sell it, so... A blue tier magical item is not bad, especially in a inventory slot we didn't even have anything in it. You have any work for me? My back's killing me. If I don't do anything about it, in a couple days I won't even be able to get up from bed. I still have work to do. Help an old man out. Go to the forest and pick some fresh herbs. The dried stuff here won't do. Here's what I need. Tuft of spearmint, tuft of fleawort, a couple leaves of acrimony. Deal. Look what I have on me. He gives me 2 healing salves. Plus, I think he actually offers a discount now. That last part might not be true, but he actually has really good prices on healing items. I always assume it's because I did that quest for him. Might not be. I want to sell you this bow, because he'll pay the most for the board. 62 is pretty decent. You can use that money to hopefully repair this. Yes, it will cost 7 gold. That's a very good price. Alright, not bad. I wish we had some gloves. I wish we had some better shoes. But what I do need, especially now that I have it equipped, let's come back here. Talk to the blacksmith. Hey, can you teach me something? No offense. I'm just doing fine without an apprentice. Oh, you want to learn some other skill? Well, I'm rather experienced with the hammer, to put it mildly. I also know a lot about weak points in armor. I can teach you a thing or two if you want. Do the maces. That gives us all the beginning skills. Now we can put skill points in masons. And maces. Masons or masons, whatever. What's the difference? Let's take Onslaught. It is an attack/maneuver. It applies to target with decreased control resistance. Control resistance keeps you from being moved or pushed around. And then delivers attack with an 88% chance to knock them back. If the knockback of the target repositions them happens, if we are able to knock them back with a strike, basically, we then move into that tile and hit them again with a 52% chance to daze. Sounds excellent. On top of that is the third skill, Armor Break, which obviously breaks armor. Delivers a strike with a 78% chance of stagger, 30% armor pen, and 150% bonus armor damage. Grants the strike 10% armor damage for each turn of daze the affecting target has, 30% armor damage for each turn of stun. If the strike does damage, apply it to target with increased damage taken and move resistance. So I think that's also a good one. A lot of these skills have like orders, more or less, that you should put them on. And change it only if it's situational, but for now I think this is the right setup. 2, 3, 4 will be the order we want to go. So finally we'll come up here and we'll talk to the Elder. I don't think I've ever seen a female mercenary. Well, if you can deal with our village's problems, then what do I care? Varun didn't tell you? We don't have capable mercenaries on spec for quite a while, so there's a lot to do. Bandits, cults, the undead. Lots of places around here attract filth like that. We don't have many guards, so I can't afford any of them dying. That's why I need a mercenary. Put it this way, that's what you're paid for. You take the risks, and I'll reward you if you succeed. Few contracts available if you fill a couple of them. Then we're even. You have your cart and horses. What do you say? We'll intercept the reports. A few days ago, a band of cutthroats before Danbane intercepted the magistrate's messenger. They gutted the poor son, hanged him in a tree, then made away with the reports he was carrying. Once the magistrate catches wind of it, we'll be in a world of trouble. I might have the solution, though. Go there, the bandits said I'd take revenge for the messenger, retrieve the reports, and probably sleep the whole thing under the rug. I'll pay you handsomely. Things settled. I'll put it on your map. Right, that's good enough for me. Shh, little kitty. So we're gonna sneak off in the basement. This is a prison. There is a crime system in this game. If you get arrested, you spend time in here. However, there is usually some food down here we can steal, and I'm going to steal it. If it's not carried on us, then they don't know we did it. There's nothing to get in trouble for. It's free food. So let's see, where are we going? Fort David. Yep, that's the one down there that we had kind of discovered earlier. Like I said, I don't know of any shrines in town here, so it's best to leave now, I suppose. But now that we have proper skills, a weapon that we actually want to use, well, pretty good point. This video is about where I would normally want to end it already, anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. However, I feel like it's a bit silly to start this video, even though we've done quite a bit now. Not at least do the first dungeon. Dungeons don't usually take that long. Some of them can. The deepest a dungeon can be is 2 floors. Dungeons are randomly generated each time you go through them. I should say procedurally generated. So they won't be the same twice. Sometimes they're usually just 1 floor with a boss room. But sometimes they are 2 floors with a boss room at the end of the 2nd floor. Let's cross down here. Over the edge. Now we're in the same zone at least. Cell, whatever you want to call it. Grid, tile. Alright, so now there will be bandits here outside guarding the place. And we want to try to pull as little of them as possible, one at a time. Okay, there's one. Excuse me. Cats are making me very sneezy, apparently. Alright, let's let him come to us. As one does. Hit him with a nice crit there right off the bat. Got 2 hits there. He's dazed, but he wants to flee. There's no escape. I'm gonna pick up the spike club. If it's not too terribly damaged, it is okay. I was gonna say, we can put it in our backup equipment just in case this one starts to break. There should be at least one more. No? Wow. There's a cart to loot here. I can't believe there was only 1 guy here. Usually I feel like there's like 6 and they immediately swarm me. Rest. Alright, let's go. Let's check this. Ooh, a cooked cart. Sounds like free food to me. We can hear somebody on the other side of the door. Let's see. Come here. So what I'm going to actually do is let him come here. The reason is because this attack... Oh, never mind. He stepped out. Wonder why he stepped out. Anyways, if he was behind against something, if I push him into it with a knockback, he takes damage for getting pushed into that thing, as opposed to just getting knocked back. So there, if he was against the wall, he would have taken bonus damage. Which is very much what I would have liked him to do, but that's okay. There's a trap there. And he stepped on it. He's getting poisoned to death. Now he's fighting that thing instead of leaving the smoke trap. Very bizarre. Okay, he died. Was an interesting use of his life. Wait for the smoke to clear, because I don't want to breathe it and die like he did. Strangely enough. Reinforced club. It's also a bit damaged. Is in some ways better than ours, but I think I like ours better. Typically, weapons and equipment aren't worth bringing back to sell. There are some exceptions to that. What I'm doing is I'm letting him take aim there, and then I'm stepping forward because it will cancel his take aim, but it'll still shoot, which greatly reduces the chance of him hitting me. And they typically only have so much ammo before they stop and they'll come at you. It's one of the easier ways to deal with them. Another reinforced club. And it's garbage. Okay. What do we got here? Anything worth looting? So far, nope. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that. Get some food. Ooh. Yeah, we'll eat it rolling in. Always check for traps. If you're not sure, check again. If there is a trap within vision range, as far as I know, it'll always show with one search. But just because the room's small, don't think there's not a trap in it. We'll try that again. See if we can get him to step out. See there, he took an extra 12 damage. We hit him, did 17 damage, and then when we knocked him back, he took an extra 12. Knockbacks are very powerful in this game. In fact, it took me a long time when I did my Geomancer playthrough to realize how much damage I could have been doing to people just by knocking them into each other. Geomancer is a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite playthrough I've done so far. We'll take the iron in, sure. We up here. And we can also just corner this guy. And if we get too close, then we'll switch over to attack us. Excellent. Free bandage. One of these clubs might be worth actually carrying. But not that one. Ooh, free bunny pelt. Just up a little bit. We're good? Okay. Let's see what we have down here. This seems like the boss room. Let's tread slowly. And pull him out. He's gonna have friends in there. It looks like just he saw me. Oh, I got optimism. Strange. He'll be full of this guy's stuff. He has some of the abilities we have too. We didn't knock him back into the wall, which is very unfortunate. He did daze us, but all our abilities on cooldown, so it matters a lot less. 50% health. I'll push him to the wall for some bonus damage. Very nice bonus damage. And he's dead. We did it. So this is what I'm saying. This will be a nice one. So if you press W or hit this key, you get a second equipment pair that you can have. So for now, we'll do that just in case ours breaks and we really need a second weapon. We can have that there without taking any inventory space. You're already dead. Strange. I don't already feel dead. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't think I've ever seen a trap in a boss room, but I would not take my word for that. Here's a book. You can read it. Gives us experience, and it sells for decent money. That sound was the sound of us leveling up again. Put that in strength. Every 5 levels you get of something, you get kind of bonus stats there, which you can see on the right. Reaching certain point thresholds gets special bonuses. So I like to level in terms of 5s. Skill-wise, let's see. Damaging Mace strikes. Against dazed, stunned, and staggered, tech applies them with debuffs. It's kind of nice. Moment of Weakness grants Mace strikes against dazed, stunned, or staggered targets. Increased damage. Grants Mace strikes plus damage for each degree of injury affecting the target. Okay. Sounds good. You strengthen agility, strength, agility, perception, strength, agility, perception, strength and agility, or vitality. Alright, so we're good to keep going strength for a while. Here are the reports and some bonus treasure. So now we could really leave this place if we wanted to, but I really want to murder everything we can. This is the murder series after all, so there should be lots of murder. And I think we're mostly done with this place anyways. Typically this is the size of, especially these early dungeons, not very large. traps. There's a trap. Never be too sure. What did he say? He didn't say down here. Couldn't quite tell what he said. Though I was interested. Oh, that's gonna hurt. And he's dead. Rest up a little bit. Their cooldowns progress. So there's gonna be more killing. He's gonna try to poke me from afar. Now it's our turn. And he's dead. Rest up a little bit. His friend, oh, nope, his friend saw me. Let's back up. Let's not pull too many of them. And he's also dead. Come on, step up. We're in pain. That's not great, but it's not the end of the world either. Ah, now we got a new mood buff, Heroism. Doing extra damage, extra counter chance, decreasing the damage we take. Very nice. Probably wear off before we really get to use it though. Ah, new helmet. Of course, I bought one, so they give me one for free. So always how it goes. Best loot I will get will be stuff that I can't use. Or stuff that I don't need. Search this room. Okay. There are small chances of hidden rooms with really nice treasure in it. But you can only see it if you search the area. I believe once I read that the secret passages only show it depends on what your perception skill is. The higher your perception skill, better chance you have of it. Allows you to spot danger earlier and helps deliver precise attacks. In addition to that, increases blah blah blah. That might not be true. Maybe I just read it online and I believed it like an idiot. I believe everything I read online. I would have thought this would have been one. But maybe not. Maybe your perception skill has nothing to do with it. Regardless, we're done here. Anything to cook? Nope. Okay. Let's head home. If we get there early enough, we can turn in the quest. Get the reward. Be told how amazing we are. This hat's probably not worth anything. I'm pretty upset we got it. Ours is better, but ours wasn't free. Oof. Well, that's the life you live, I guess. Considering I don't even have any gloves of my own. Be nice to get some of those soon. I think it's gonna be our next purchase. It's gonna be some gloves and then some boots, just to try to protect our body parts a little bit better. Our chest piece is pretty nice, but it's not gonna keep us alive. Said I don't know. Looks like the shops are closed. Once these shops close up, everyone goes to the bar and drinks. And your chances of turning into quests are gone. They won't even talk to you. You can find him at the bar. He won't talk to you about it. He says, don't bother me on my off time. Which is kind of fair. Let's see, I don't know if we still have this room or if we need to re-rent it. Yeah, it'd be nice if it would tell me that without having to go all the way in there, but it's okay, I guess. 15 gold's cheap. Near the game, it's not as cheap as you'd like it to be, but it is pretty cheap. Let's go to bed. Save then to turn in our quest. Get paid, most importantly. Then we're going to move on with the story. Go ahead and drink some water. How much longer is this bread good for? 3 days. Okay. Okay, carb. One day. Let's eat it now. Yeah, it was free. We don't have to pay for it, but actually keep that, I think. Yeah, he doesn't have anything that great to sell. There is a gentleman later that will want 5 of these ignites. Fortunately, they're very hard to find. So even selling that one right now, it kind of feels like a bad idea. Can we sell you this? $44 is not terrible, actually. Let's see, can we get some nice gloves? Other gloves are pretty terrible. These are for protection, dodge and counter chance. Would like something better, but I just don't know if that's going to be on the table. Our boots are already beat up. Put them in your inventory first, and then you can equip them. He'll pay the most for this rabbit pelt, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll sell the other things to other people. Come back, see if we can buy those boots. Between what we have to sell and the reward money we should be getting, hopefully we'll have enough to buy some new shoes, because these shoes are they're embarrassing. He'll buy this book. Buy that for the same amount. He'll pay a decent amount. Should pay a decent amount for this amber. And he won't pay the most for this mead, but that's okay. We'll give it to him anyways. Alright. Head to the prison. Eat some more pie. Wonderful. It's free pie. You gotta take it. Looking for my reward. Done with the first task. What's next? Got the perfect job for you. Someone whose skills not far from Mossbrook. You'll find the Oaken Barrel Brewery. That's where Brooke gets his ale from, or used to until recently. The place was captured by brigands. I don't plan to negotiate with them, but I can't also let them force out without troops at my disposal. We have only a few militia here. Leaving the village unprotected is not an option. Can't really go count on the magistrate for reinforcement as well. You haven't enough experience. You have to go there and fight a handful of bandits. It's much less of them around the brewery than the fort you just cleared out. If you succeed, the cart and horse are yours. I'm on it. Good. Find me once you're done. Do you have any other things you need help with? I have a contract for you at the moment. Return to the necromancer. Places nearby, locals call it the abandoned tomb. I've heard of the dark mage, as on the parasite, buried there a long time ago. However, he never found his peace. He just kept coming back to life, each time in a new body. 10 years ago or so, we had to deal with him. These were tough times, but I fear he has returned once more. Some lads spotted the undead lurking around the crypt. This doesn't bode well. We have to deal with him before we have a chance of causing any trouble. Also heard there was a magic amulet hidden somewhere in the crypt. The very thing which resurrects him. Ready to pay handsomely reward if you find the amulet and get rid of the necromancer once and for all. Sounds like a deal. So that's kind of the reoccurring jobs that you can take, where this Gathering the Caravan one is our main storyline thing that we're doing. It doesn't have an expiration. Fate of the Brewery does. Not Fate of the Brewery. This one. The one we just took about the necromancer. It does. 5 days, which is a long time, but can pass by and then you fail and then you lose reps. So don't do that. We'll do that first. Then we'll go deal with the brewery later. Let's see. We're pretty good on supplies. Go ahead and merge those two. We're pretty decent on money too, actually. All right, throw that on the ground. We'll drink that. Collect some extra water. In there. Buy ourselves some new boots. Maybe a belt if we're lucky. Wouldn't mind such things. Here, get rid of these shoes. Was these belt? Protection 3. Protection 3. I thought there was a nicer set of boots. Guess I was wrong. Nope, these are the ones. Put those on. Sell these despicable things. These have much higher durability and much better stats. Plus a little bit of base protection, which will treat us well. What else might we want? A belt? Football chance. Energy skill cost. Well, that's not terrible. Counter I don't think is going to do us quite as good. Spells don't concern me. We could go for a slightly better cape. Nah, I think the belt might be better. Fumble chance. It's bad. Fumble chance is basically you rolled poorly and you're going to do typically half as much damage as you would. Consider it like a critical low roll. You decrease that chance, the better. Plus decrease skill cost chance. I don't know if that's super important. For a little bit more, counter chance might be better. Yeah, I'll take the counter one. I do love a good counter chance, I can't lie. Alright, and I think that's everything I want to accomplish for this episode. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming by. I appreciate very much that everyone was here. Let me know what you think of the series. I'm interested in any thoughts that people have about it, any advice. It will explain in the next episode a lot more what I want to do with this build, because it's going to be a lot more specific than just shield and mace, but we'll get on that next time. For now, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.